babe, welcome to Vefzero. So today I have a video that I'm very excited about, one that I haven't done in a very long time, and that is a Dupe video. I have been seeing the Huldra palette from Singe Beauty and also the Natasha Denona tan palette from Natasha Denona tan palette. I said the name and everything. The truth is, I cannot dupe Huldra. I know that for a fact. I cannot dupe it. Or maybe I could get somewhat close, but it really wouldn't be the same. The one that I could potentially dupe is the tan palette. I will say though, if that tan palette came out before Golden and I Need a Warm, I would have bought that palette instead of both of these because I feel like that's just more than color story. One of the things I really like about the Golden palette is the more neutral mattes. And one of the things that I really love about the Natasha, the Need a Warm palette is it has more depth and the shimmers, which I feel like it does a little bit of both on that palette. Is like what I was hoping both of these were. That's essentially what I was trying to get at. So that palette would have come out first. I wouldn't have bought these two and I would just own that one, and I wouldn't have felt bad about not owning these ones. But it is what it is. Wow, that's not the way things worked out, and I have these now. Now I do own other mini palettes. I do own obviously the I Need a Warm. I have the Golden. I also own the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, Natasha Denona palette, and then the Yaka palette. Now what I'm gonna try to do is legitimately shade for shade try to dupe them. I know it's not going to be exactly the same, and there's some things that I'm going to do more personal preference rather than whatever the photo says. I should already have the Natasha Denona actual tan palette photo of the actual shades inside, but if I don't, I will. Sorry guys, I have to open up my tablet here because I need to pull up I am needing to pull up the Natasha Denona tan palette. Actually, give me a second guys, I'll be right back. I need to just do this. Okay guys, I'm back. So I have the Natasha Denona website pulled up, and I also have the shade descriptions so we can try to do this, and I am trying to do it kind of the way they have it. So I'm gonna actually switch this to the side, make it a little easier on me. I want to use the Warm as my backdrop for this, mostly because there is the shade Soft Spot, and I know that this is a direct dupe not a direct dupe, it's an actual shade in the tan palette. So we're going to pull Soft Spot out first. This magnet is so strong. Oh, I probably shouldn't do that with the shimmers. Oh, never mind, too late. I said it and I did it. I'm not worried about displacing these just because I do pull them out and put little stickers on all of my Natasha Denona palettes. So there's that. I should have done this ahead of time, is just pulling all the shades out. It's okay. Damn, I nicked one of them. It's fine. It's part of it. This is part of it. You know, when you do stuff like this, you just know it's not gonna go that smooth sometimes. This is my favorite, and Dynasium is my favorite two shades from this palette, to be honest. I am very excited for this. I'm gonna have to rearrange all this palette, all these shades somehow elsewhere. Okay, now we're good. And then Soft Spot, I never took the sticker off. I'm gonna move Soft Spot to down here just because this is where they have it on that palette. So at least we have a point of reference. Let's try to go through. This thing locks so easily, and I put my pin wrong. Okay, so there is Sandal, and Sandal is described as a cream matte medium caramel. Medium caramel. I feel like none of this mattes really fit. These are just too warm from this palette. I have this shade right here, which is Pep, and then I have also this one right here, but I feel like these are not really medium. They're a little bit darker than that, so I'm not gonna go with that. I'm gonna go then with, I'm thinking that I'm gonna go with Nurture. from the My Dream palette. I think this is just gonna be a bit of a better fit. Ooh. Okay, there we go. I feel like that, and I can see the difference similarly than I can in the actual palette, and you guys will see it because this shade that's supposed to be Sandal is a little bit more cool toned, or more neutral I should say, and Soft Spot is a little bit warmer, and you can see that when you just have those two shades right there. Okay, moving on to the next shade, which is Burnt, and it's a sparkling foil light medium pale copper. I do have a few copper shades from the I Need a Warm palette, so that's, sorry guys, I'm not looking at you guys on the camera just because I'm having to like look at all these different shades, and I don't know how to do overhead filming. Like, that's not, we're not like a full-on production here, so we don't have that. Okay, so sparkling foil medium pale copper. I kind of wanna see it swatched because I feel like I can't quite tell what the shade will look like. Okay. Alright, so that shade Copper is not as top, it's like an actual full-on metallic, and it says foiled. So I guess in my head, when I think of foil, I think of something that's more like sparkly and it's not as opaque. But I think this shade right here, and this is Push from I Need a Warm, I think it has those coppery undertones. Let me just see if I have another one that I feel like has those same coppery undertones. So I do have Snug right here as well, which I feel like has those same coppery undertones. I just feel like this one's a little more bronzy and this one's a little softer. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, so now this is what we're looking like. Then the next shade is gonna be Brook. And Brook is described as sparkling foil medium brown. Sparkling foil medium brown. Sparkling foil medium brown. I actually like this one better because it has a bit of a duochrome. So we're gonna go with this one. And this is DCM. So this is what we're looking like now. I do think this one has those golden undertones from that duochrome, but I do like the effect of this. I feel like better. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Then we have a metallic light warm icy nude, and that's gonna be Villa. So Villa for metallic warm icy nude. I feel like I need to see the actual palette too. I wish I had a better method to do all of this, guys, besides like jumping back and forth between my screen on my tablet and like you guys, but alas. Oh, I think this is gonna be it. I think this is a little warmer, and I think so. I do think this is a little more golden, a little more warm, because the one here in Villa looks a little more silvery. So I'm just gonna quickly check my other shadows. I know it's not the gold because the shade that they have here is similar to that would be R, and it's a little too white, so that's not really it. I don't think Zendo has a shade quite like that. It sure doesn't. Okay, no problem. And then Yaka does not. Yaka does not have that. Okay, that's all right. We're just gonna stick to what I had. Plantation is beautiful. Oh my god, it looks really green, and I'm gonna look in the mirror behind you guys, but when I look at it like this, it looks kind of silvery. But no, it's not it. It's definitely not it. Okay, we're just gonna stick with what we have, and that's okay. And let me go back over here to the shade descriptions, and then we have the last shade is gonna be Kissed, and it's a metallic satin medium caramel, and I feel like this is the perfect shade. It's kind of has a medium to it. It is a satin, so we have that down. It does have like a, I think this one's a little deeper than Kissed. and it definitely has a slightly different undertones. There's also this option right here. No, this is definitely way too warm. Let me go back to the Golden palette. I think we might have a shade similar to that here. We do. I feel like Varys is giving similar vibes, but I'm trying to compare Varys to other shades in here. But I think I'm gonna stick with, I think I am gonna go with Varys. I think this might be it. This might be it for us, guys. Ugh. Oh gosh. Alright, this is what we are looking like, and theirs is also a satin, so it's not as sparkly as some of the other shades, but the undertone is definitely golden versus his just looks a little bit different, and I can't quite describe it, but I do feel like they have the caramel as the same shade effect, I guess it would be. All right, next thing we're gonna go into Lazy, and it's a matte light medium sandy nude. I do think this shade is a little too peachy, so I don't want to go with that one, but it's supposed to do a similar effect. It's more of like your what's it called? It's a more brightening shade. It just looks more yellow. Let me see if Golden, I feel like Golden has flesh, which I think this might, but I feel like flesh is even too dark in comparison, because that one looks like yellowish. I don't believe Sendo has that either. No, Sendo definitely does not have that. And then let me look at Yaka. Oh, I forgot about my dream. My dream is right over here, guys. Because I have my dream in a different area. My dream definitely does not have that either. But I'm looking at Serenity, and I think I like Serenity better for... Do I like Serenity better than the last shade? Let me go back. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to look this. I think I like Serenity better for the replacement for Kissed. I think that just looks a little bit closer. It's a little more cool toned and looks a little bit better. Okay, back to this shade. I'm gonna go with the shade that I didn't want to go with, but I'm looking at all my other stuff and I just feel like this is gonna be the closest shade to it, even though it's clearly not. But I don't think in the eye is gonna have much of a difference. If it's a little more peachier, it's my brightening shade. It's gonna be more a transition shade, if that. So I think this is what I'm gonna go with. Okay, exciting. Moving on then. Next shade. What do we have here? We have Dip. So this is supposed to be a cream to matte coffee bean brown. So we're looking for a really dark brown. I mean, there's Pep right here, which is definitely a little warmer. Let me see what the darkest shade in Golden is. Okay, in Golden, the darkest shade is Log, and I think it has a more cool undertone. And I think it's a little bit, it might be a little bit closer to the undertone. I think the other one's just too dark. Oh my gosh, this magnet. There you go. There we go. Moving on then. So Spritz is a sparkling wet medium bronze. Now I know for a fact that I don't have anything quite like it, because that's supposed to be the new formula from Natasha. But instead of that formula, it is quite a bit of a golden shade. I actually know what I want to pull for that shade, and I'm gonna go with Plantasia. It has a more sparkly effect than the other ones, and I think it just has a cooler dual chrome effect than that shade has, and I think it would look really cool in the middle. So it's definitely, especially because it's in the middle of the palette, it just pulls right at you. It doesn't it? So I'm really excited for that. All right, then next shade is going to be Daydream, which is a metallic satin medium dark brown, and I think that's where the shade that we didn't go for before, this is where we're gonna put it, because I think and it does look just a little bit darker, and it has all those that feel. And then right next to it is going to be Serene, which is a sparkling foil medium rusty nude, and I'm thinking it could be this one right here, which is Varys from the Golden. Or let me see what else we have in Natasha in My Dream. I don't think we have anything quite like it left. It's looking pretty purple. It's looking pretty purple and pink, so it might not be this one. We could check Yaka in a second. Let me check. I don't think I have anything quite like it. Sure don't. Okay, and then let's go for Golden. I don't think Golden has any of those deeper shades left, so I don't think it's gonna be that one for us. So I think this might be my only option. Let me just double check Yaka, because I don't think I really looked at it just now. Yeah, I don't. You know what though? I'm thinking of this shade right here. It's just, it looks a little more cool. But I might end up putting that one in as for Celeste. But seriously, let me read it again. Sparkling foil medium rusty nude. I feel like rusty is making me think of this shade, but it is lighter, so I could go for something like this, but I feel like this is not quite that shade. Hold on. What was the name of the shade again? Serene. I think this could be. It just has to look a cool taupey kind of. I think I'm gonna go with this one after all. It's looking pretty similar. These three right here are looking pretty similar. But I'm trying to look at the original palette as well. And I feel like in the photo they also look a little similar. They're just slightly tone variants. Keeps moving. Why does it do that? Just stay to where I put you. Yeah, I mean, they look a little similar here as well. Serene is definitely lighter. I don't think this is our shade. I think it is gonna be lighter. So I'm gonna take that one out. And we're going to go for something else. Because it is lighter. Sparkling foiled medium rusty. What does rusty mean? Okay, I'm still thinking about that shade. It's not this one. I know it's not a good shade comparison, but I'm thinking of Nuvia here as well. But there's also Elysium. This just gives more rusty, but I think Elysium has a similar. This one right here, I think this one has a similar vibe. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna just test both of them out and see which one looks better, I guess. So then we have. Let me go back here and. So now I'm looking at the original photo. This is definitely more cool toned, but I think it looks more similar to it. See, I feel like it just looks more similar to the photo. And you guys have the actual photo on the screen, so it'll be easier for you guys to tell than for me from here. But I think I like that. I think I do. I'm gonna pull that one out. I'm gonna go with Nubia here as well, just so that we can test it out. And this one, I hate that it's a gallery and it keeps changing the photo on me. Sorry guys, there's a personal problem here. I think Nubia looks more similar. It's definitely a different undertone. This is more peachy and that one's a little more cool toned. And I think for just variety, even though I know, oh, that was terrifying. I'm gonna go with Elysium. Just for the sake of variety, I think this was gonna add just more to the palette. because remember, I obviously cannot do shade for shade. It's just gonna be impossible for me. So I'm gonna just stick to Elysium, and I think this does give it a little bit more. I think it just gives us a little bit more, you know? All right, next shade. Soft Spot we already have because I actually have that shade, so that's good. And then we go into Celeste. So Celeste is described as a metal gloss light icy beige. Metal gloss icy beige. I'm thinking of a shade that is not quite that shade because it's not icy, but I'm thinking it could give a better effect. Okay, I see it. It is quite icy. The shade that I'm gonna go with is not quite that icy, but I think it's gonna look cooler. Because I do have the option of Fizzy. Fizzy right here is that kind of topper shade. But what I'm thinking is from the Zendo palette, I'm thinking of Yama, which looks not icy. It is a dual chrome though, but it has a bit of an icy effect and it's more like a shimmery. It's a little similar to Yama, but not too close, if that makes sense. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so I want to go with Yama, but I feel like it doesn't really go. Okay, let me swatch Fizzy. I mean, Fizz is not quite icy either. It is warm too. I feel like Yama has a cooler because of the duochrome effect. So I think I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with Yama, even though I know Yama technically is not the right shade. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 9:29 a.m.
Oh shit. Okay, we got 3 more shades and I gotta go because I gotta go to the movies in a little bit. Okay. Come on, tablet, work with me here. Okay. Paddle is a matte light medium neutral nude. It's a neutral nude. Okay, then it has to be. I'm thinking Aria. I'm thinking Aria right here. Sorry, Aria right here. I think Aria's a little darker, but like not by much. Okay. Then we have Toasted, which is a metallic medium toasty brown. And I think this is the time when we finally go with this shade, which was from the Golden. I think that's where it goes. Finally. Alright. And then the last shade is Glide, which is the creamy matte medium dark toasty brown. It's a dark brown, and I think that's because it's toasty. I think now I can go with this one from the I Need a Warm because it's now darker, or it's a little more warmy versus this one's a little more cool tone. I think it's a little more noticeable now. Okay, this is my reinvention of that Natasha No Tan palette. I'm probably gonna keep it here for a little while just because I mean, it's pulling a lot of my favorite shades from other palettes and just kind of putting it all in one. Some of the shades maybe it's not the ones that I would have. They're not necessarily like dupes for the palette, but I do think it gives a similar effect. Tell me in the comment section how you guys think I did. Now,